Hey guys, welcome to the next tutorial for ethical hacking and penetration testing. We would be doing some practical live examples and live tests in this tutorial, and this is where the actual ethical hacking starts. And these are the practical things. So the first thing that you need would be you need to configure your Windows 7 as well as Kali Linux. I'll just go ahead and open it and make sure that they both have internet access, just in case. Not just in case, you would be needing them, and make sure that you have configured them as the network as NAT. I'll just go ahead and show it to you. Make sure that you have NAT and not a bridged or host only custom LAN. I don't want any of these because you won't be able to connect to internet or even the LAN connection that is there between these two. And make sure that even Kali Linux has the same. And I just need to go ahead and install the VMware tool server here, which I did not. So I'll just go ahead and install them first. Okay, I did that in Kali Linux, but over here I forgot, so I'll just go ahead and install. Make sure that you have all of these things ready: updated Kali Linux, and we are Windows 7 version, and VMware tools installed in both of them. Perfect. I'll just install them. I'll just off this. I don't want any irritating messages. And yep, perfect. So now we would be looking at going ahead and gathering information. Once you have done footprinting and reconnaissance, I believe you must, so I will assume that you have the IP address by gathering information about a particular host. So what do you need to do once you have an IP address? How to gather information about what operating system it is using and what is the hardware. You can get each and every information just by using a simple application which is inside the Kali Linux. It is Nmap as well as Zenmap, and it's not only for Kali Linux or Kali Linux or Linux. It is available for even for Mac as well as Windows. So in case you're using Mac or MacBook Pro or even Windows, I'll just show you Nmap. For Windows it is called as Zenmap, and for yes, perfect. So this is the Zenmap version, which is Zenmap is the graphical user interface and Nmap is a command line. So I will probably use both of them to show you how it exactly works. And if you're a beginner, I suggest you use Zenmap because it has a good graphic user interface. It does the same thing, but Nmap is a bit more better because it is much more quicker since it is not a GUI. So here you can go ahead and gather information. Here is the intro, install guide, and everything you can go ahead and find over here. 6.47 is the latest, and here's the install guide. It's quite simple. We have it for BSD, Solaris, Apple, Windows, Linux, Unix, any operating system you name, and we have it for everything. So yes, that would be it. So let's check if I have installed. Perfect. And yes, so let me just restart it. And as you can see that we have the Zenmap version over here. Kali Linux. Okay, we have Nmap, and for Zenmap we have it over here already installed. Just let my computer start and I'll go show you as to how we can go ahead and gather information. Okay, perfect. So I'll just go ahead and open my command prompt, and assuming that you already have the IP address, I'll just go ahead and check. Okay, so now I have done lots of footprinting, and I assume that you have the IP address of this specific person. That's 192.168.236 and 131. And let's check the IP address of our Kali Linux. And it is ipconfig in your Windows, and it's ifconfig in your Kali Linux or any Linux version you're using. So the IP address is 130, and over here we have 131. So I believe the gateway would be 236.2 is the gateway. It would be the same for this, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, it is the same for this. So perfect. So after I have this, I'll just go ahead and check. Okay, route now. Okay, perfect. So what I would be doing, as of now, I just have the IP address of my target machine, that is Windows 7, but I don't know it's Windows 7. I just have the IP address. That's 192.168.236 and 131. So what I would be doing, I would go over here. I'll open my Zenmap. I'll first go ahead and show you the Nmap. So you can go ahead and you need to go ahead and read all of these things. It can give you much better information than I can over here. It has all the commands that we need to go ahead and use, the IL, the IR, SL to go ahead and list ping scan. And if you're not able to find anything specific over here, then it would be better for you to go ahead and use the Zenmap version. Just open that as well. Okay, so first thing I would like to check is I would want to go ahead and check what is my gateway IP and which all computers are there in this gateway IP. So I'll just type route. I'll just open a new one and I'll type route hyphen space hyphen n. So this is my gateway IP address 192.168.236 and 2. That means that we have the same for Cal Linux as well as my Windows 7. Now it is always the same. I just wanted to let you know. Now I'll just go ahead and type it over here. So, and just in case if you're doing the man in the middle attack and you don't have the IP address, so let me show you there is another way to go ahead and gather the IP address. If you have the same gateway, then you can just type nmap hyphen sp and 192.168.236.2 to 254 and I'll hit enter. Let's check. Okay, sp, what is actually the host name? Let me check. Okay, yeah, sorry, it should be small s and capital P. So what I did over here is that since the IP address will contain a total of 254 characters or 255, I will be using 254 since I don't know how much a total of computers these are connected. I will assume that this is my only operating system and this is not a host operating system. This is the main operating system. I'm using it on a PC and this whole PC would be my router and this is my another operating system which is on the same gateway. So what I would do, I will go ahead and scan the gateway right now by typing this command nmap sp and I'll open a new one and I'll show you what the sp command does. Okay, perfect. Nmap and KSN we have. What SP does is that it gathers all the IP address that we have from between 192.168.2 to 192.168.236.254. So I'll just go ahead and hit enter and let's check. Perfect. So we have all of this information. So it's showing that there are a total of 4 hosts on this and it will also be showing my own version. So let me check which is my own operating system. My IP address is 192.168.130. So this means this will be cancelled since that is the that is my PC. This one I have one more with the ending with the 254. I will cancel that as well because I won't be using that after that because that is the final one and that is never the IP address. After that we have 2 things left and as we know that 236.2 is my gateway. This is the last one pending which is 0.131 and which is the IP address of my Windows 7 over here as you can see. So now I need to go ahead and check if I need to go ahead and attack this specific PC. I need to go ahead and check what operating system is using, which updates has it installed, whether the service pack 1 or not, and depending upon that I can go ahead and attack that PC. So yes, that would be it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial I'll be teaching you as to how we can go ahead and attack them and gather much more information related to them. Hey guys, welcome to the next tutorial for ethical hacking and penetration testing via Kali Linux. So in the previous tutorial, I showed you as to how we can go ahead and gather information using Nmap if you are on the same gateway, and if you are not on the same gateway, then you can go ahead and use the DNS and the WHOIS methods to gather the IP addresses of any specific person. As of now, I am assuming you are on the same gateway and you have the IP address the same way I told you last time. So now I want the operating system information about this specific IP address. So what I would do, I would go ahead and use my Zenmap. I'll type the IP address over here, 0.168.236.131. And as you can see, there are different types of scan over here. If you go and if the operating system you are trying to get access to is related to a company, it's a big company and you're trying to get information about that, then I won't suggest intense scan or intense neither of these things. I would not suggest that. I'll just go ahead and ask you to do a regular scan or a slow and comprehensive scan so that you don't get detected. But I'll be doing you all of these scans and I'll show you what is the difference between them and the different hops between them as to how we can go ahead and connect them, how many between routers were there in between, so that through which I need to go through to go ahead and get information about that. I'll just do intense scan. It is doing a stealth scan. So these are the open ports, as you can see, of this particular PC and I can go ahead and use any of this port to go ahead and transfer my any Trojan or any virus that I have, and it will not get detected. It will just check it as a normal traffic. As you can see, 4 service and 1 host, it's trying to go ahead and try OS detection. Can take quite a bit of time sometimes. Perfect, done. Perfect. So these were the ports open and it started scanning for the OSS. So there are a total of 996 filtered ports, and filtered means these are firewall ports. You won't be able to enter these ports, but these are the ports which are open. Out of these 996, excluding these 996, these are 4 ports which are open through which you can go ahead and access them. That's Windows Microsoft RPC and Windows HTTP API, and these are the 2 NetBIOS SSN. But if you're using Windows 8, let me suggest you that these would be all filtered out and there will not be any port open if you have an updated version of Windows 8.1. But still, there can be ways you can social engineer your way through that. As you can see, the MAC address is of VMware. It's specifically showing that. If you don't know which company's MAC address is, you can just copy it over here. And if it is related to a specific PC, then you can go over the internet and you can check. MAC address, and yes, you can go ahead and check it over here. You can find the company lookup and you can just type the IP address. Probably it will not be able to find. Yeah, it's perfect. That means anything starting with 000C29 is the half VMware. If I go ahead and check it over here, okay, I need to go down through system. And over here I can see, so this will give you an idea of which hardware is the person using exactly. I'm getting VMware over here, but if since I'm using a virtual PC, but if the person has an actual hardware which is not a VMware, which is an actual computer, then you will get the detailed information. So let me just check the MAC ID and I'll go ahead and copy this MAC ID over here that we have, and I will paste it over here in this portion. So what I would do, I'll just cancel. I'll just go open over here and I'll check. I need to go ahead and check the MAC ID. So I believe we have the MAC ID over here. Okay, IPv6 address, perfect. We have the MAC ID. So I'll just type it over here, FC-AA-14-5E-64, and let's check what we get. Perfect. It has the Gigabyte technology and company limited. So if you want more information, you can just go ahead and compare it, and you can check it over here. And you will be able to confirm which exactly it is. Since this is a Gigabyte technology, you can see my system manufacturers Gigabyte Technology Company Limited. So in this way, you can get the you can go ahead and at least narrow down your hardware area as to which exactly it is using. And where you have the hardware right now you need to go know which operating system is the person using. So you don't need to go ahead and gather much information about that, but because you already have that. Once you do Nmap scanning, it will show you that it's general purpose for phone or a normal system. And but it's not a phone, since it has Gigabyte technology. That means it's a computer, and it's not a virtual PC. And you can see it has Windows version 8 or Phone or Vista or 7. It can be either of these, but since it's using Gigabyte technology, it cannot be Phone or Vista because no one uses Vista as of now, yes, frankly. So it will be a Windows 2008 server or a Windows 7. So but over here again, these are the things as you can see, but again it has narrowed it down a bit more, and it can be Windows 2000 R2 or Windows Phone, which is not. So I'll just cancel these things out. This is out, and we have so it can be Windows Server SP Pack 1 or Windows 7 or any of versions. And this operating system was last started on May 13, that's today, at 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So you have the date, since how much time it is up, and it's just one hop. That means there are no computers in between. These are connected directly. If I'm connecting it through internet, then there will be multiple computers through all the routes through which I'm going, and it will show me through the fish eye as to where exactly my computer is by connecting it to several computers. And as you can see, we have the TCP sequence prediction, that is 263. That means we can easily go ahead and penetrate into that. Again, operating system is Windows, and we have all the information that we need. So the computer name was test user, since the name of my computer over here was, I'll just go ahead and show you. This is the name of my computer is test user over here, and I have the work group. Work group was work group. I did not go ahead and change it. It is a default. This is the system time in that computer, and it has user level authentication. That means it has a password, and I can also go ahead and try to message signing is disabled, since I won't be able to access it over network. But that means I need to go ahead and extract it separately. So this is how it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and clear it out. So I'll just go ahead and start with an intense scan plus UDP scan. I'll just go ahead and close and open since I would be perfect, and I'll be doing intense plus UDP scan, and let's see what would be the difference. So UDP scan shows us from which we can go and transfer files like let's say pictures or songs with virus inside that, or any trojans or any backdoors inside that. So it will be showing all the ports which through which we can go ahead and transfer the user datagram protocol. Just open another Zenmap, and I'll be doing another. Okay. And I'll be doing the all TCP port scan. This is quite noisy, and if you're trying to do this into company's computer, the administrator will easily be able to detect that someone is trying to go ahead and get a footprint of your computer, and he may at the same point go ahead and throw you out of his network. So you need to be very careful where you're going to use this specific all TCP port scan. and 60%, 0.6% done. All the 1000 ports have been checked over here. %, is done, 59% is done. Let it run through. OTC ports is quite, you can say, it's quite faster than any other one, but because it is since it's very noisy, it will not go undetected, and if you do just the UDP scan, it will go undetected, and that's why it is quite slower than the normal one. So the service stealth scan is completed, and we have the service scan started right now. Voice detection has started. We are still on 0.6% over here. Okay, 3.5% done. Perfect. So I'll just go ahead and cancel this, and because it will take quite a long time, and I'll go ahead and show you how we can go ahead and ping scan. It's just to check whether the operating system is still active or not. Okay, perfect, it's done. So I can see that this host is currently up since and instead of using just this, you can also go ahead and do the same thing over here. You can type SP and you can go ahead and check the same thing, and you can hit enter. Zenmap does the same thing as Nmap, it's only that it has a graphic user interface, and yes, it's using SN over here rather than SP, and it's showing you all the IP addresses of all the things that are active. Perfect. So we have it over here again. OS scan may be unreliable because they were unable to find one open and one closed port, but it did find lots of information that we can use. And same one hop PID is incremental. That means with new every operating system, only one IP address will increase. It means that Kali Linux has 0.130, it has 131. So it has 131, and if there's an extra operating system on the LAN, it will get 132. So IP address is incremental, and these are the flags over here for test user and workgroup ID. We have the computer name, workgroup, again SMB level security, and it has also trace routed, so you don't need to additionally download any specific scripts or application files to go ahead and gather information. This is how Nmap looks like. So similarly, there are ping scan, as I told you over here. We have quick scan, and let's try to check the quick trace route and how it looks, and it will show you from where it is exactly going through. This is the MAC ID of all of these things. It's the same as doing this, but it will also give you since when what is the best latency to go ahead and reach them. So this has 17 seconds latency. Perfect. After that, we have regular scan, and I'll go ahead and use slow and comprehensive scan, which I would probably not be completing. So I'll just go ahead and complete this till then. Okay, perfect. So the regular scan shows us all the information that 999 ports are closed, which is quite different from the previous where we got 996. That means it was not able to clearly go ahead and check all the ports. 996, perfect. Filter ports out of 999, 3 ports open, and 3 ports are open and the remaining are closed. That means they are filtered out by the firewall, and the host is up. So you won't be able to get the operating system information over here, and there are 253 IP addresses. Total of 4 hosts are open, and they can change. So this is how you can go ahead and gather information via Nmap or Zenmap. And this is not just it, there are much more things, but I won't be able to show you. If you want to go ahead and gather much more information, you can just type Nmap and you can go ahead and read over here all the information that you need. You will get everything from OS detection to trace routing and everything. And if you're unable to use Nmap, you can also anytime use the Zenmap, which is quite more easy to use. And if you're and since over here in the previous one you were not able to actually gather much more information about the host operating system, you can use an aggressive scan over here. As you can see, OSS scan, and it will show you the exact operating system. That means whether it's Windows 7 or 8 or phone, it will give you the exact operating system that it has, and but it will be, since it's aggressive, the person having the computer will come to know if he has IDS installed, or the administrator will easily come to know about this. So that is it about Nmap in this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I will be starting with the harvester, the whois, and the DNS enum as to how we can go ahead and use them.